दर्शकबिन अब हामीसँग मैले भनिहालेँ रिप्रेजेन्टेटिभ एक्सेल्सिया कलेजको रिप्रेजेन्टेटिभ जस्तो सिडनीमा क्याम्पस छ नेपालीमा अत्यन्त पपुलर यो कोर्स मस्ट अफोर्डेबल कोर्स लिएर हामीसँग आइसक्नु भएको छ अर्चना शर्मा म्याम. Archana ma'am, I would like to welcome you on our this very new TikTok live counseling session. And today we would like to hear more from you about Excelsia College.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, and thank you, everybody. I hope I can be of some help.
Yes. So without doing any delay, we would like to know more about Excelsia College and the location, Sydney.
Excelsior College is located in Sydney, in Macquarie Park, and we are, first of all, we are a not-for-profit organization, and we have been in existence since 1983. So it's been 39 years plus that we are functioning. And as I said, we are a not-for-profit organization. We focus on quality education, and of course, our fees are a bit affordable.
Yes. What are the courses that you are offering to Nepalese students?
Okay. So currently there are 5 different schools that we have at Excelsior College. The School of Education, School of Social Work, School of Counseling, School of Business, and School of Creative and Performing Arts. Under undergraduate stream, we have a Bachelor of Early Childhood Education, and then we have Bachelor of Business and Accounting. We have Bachelor of Management and Entrepreneurship. We have a Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Dramatic Art, and we have Bachelor of Screen Production, which is more to do with filmmaking and all. Under the postgraduate stream, we have counseling program, Master of Counseling. We have Master of Social Work, and we have Master of course, Music is also there in Master's area. We have Master of Business Administration. We have Master of Professional Accounting. And we also have our research program in education stream, Master of Education Research. We have Master of Education Research in STEM area, which is more to do with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics student. And then we have PhD in organizational leadership.
Okay, thank you so much for this course information. So we would like to know more about the entry requirement. I know that you have got 5 campuses and you are running some of the particular courses like social work, counseling, so might have different entry requirements. So our audience wanted to know about the entry requirement as well. Can you please share that to our audience?
So for any undergrad program, we are looking at 2.8 GPA and 2021 pass out students. We have Bachelor of Early Childhood Education, where we are looking at from Nepal, where we are only accepting female students at the moment. For other courses, the IS requirement is 6 in each band for all the courses in undergrad level. And as for the GPA, as I told you, it's 2.8 GPA. For any postgraduate course, it depends. The courses such as Master of Social Work, a direct entry to Master of Social Work, we require 7 overall, no band less than 6.5. We have a Master of Counseling. A direct entry would again require 7, no band less than 6.5. For other courses such as MBA and MPA, we are accepting 6.5, no band less than 6. And sorry, I forgot to mention, we also have a course called Master of Teaching Secondary, which
Yes.
is a very good course. And at an entry level, we are accepting overall 6.5, but listening and speaking at 7. But this course has a condition where a student needs to redo the IELTS before graduation and get overall 7.5 with listening and speaking at 8. So that is one course, but rest of the other postgraduate course would require 6.5, no band less than 6. If someone has 6.5, no band less than 6, and wants to go for Master of Social Work, they can go via Graduate Certificate in Counseling, which is a bridging program that we have. So they have to study for overall 2.5 years, but they can get an entry at 6.5, no band less than 6. But for all the courses in postgraduate degree, we require 60% minimum.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I would like to come on Master of Social Work qualifying program
Right.
with the pre-master leading to master. As you said, that 6.5, not less than 6 students still can make it by connecting the additional course. So at such case, do the student need to attain another IELTS and secure 7.0 is band during the graduation, or just 6.5, not less than 6 will work if they package the course?
No, they don't. We definitely believe that by the time they complete their course, we definitely believe that our academics will help them have a very good English language. They need a seven in each band at the time of registration, which is after graduation when they have to go and register themselves with the association, Australian Association of Social Workers, AASW. They require seven, no band less than seven. But during the graduation, after, if they are at an entry of 6.5, no band less than 6, they can straight away do their grad cert and then go for masters without doing any IELTS.
Okay, so I know that the Excelsior College is quite popular and they are contributing our society, especially in music sectors. So just wanted to know more about this music course and how, why Nepalese student, whenever they think for music, the name comes in their mind, Excelsior College, Excelsior College. Not even, we don't hear the name of university, but Excelsior College. So why so that? What are
It's a
you
very
doing in this
interesting
market?
question, and thank you, Rajendra sir, for putting this. I've always been very excited in talking about music course in Nepal. We have come from a society where parents would think that music is not a career, but every single Nepalese person that I've met, they have music in them. Whenever they think about going to Australia for music, it would have been an impossible talk few years back, but we
Yes.
actually got through it, and I wouldn't hesitate to say that we actually went into students' mind, and we it was a very individual approach that we took to promote our music courses among students, and let tell them that if you have passion, then you can convert it into profession. So probably when you are the one to make an individual effort, the students would always keep you in mind, initially. Also, the second part is that our faculty of music, the creative and performing arts, they are amazing. In Nepal, every musician, they know how to play chords only by listening, but most
Yeah.
of them, they do not have theory background with them, and it kind of can be very difficult to teach these students. But our faculty has been so much, hardworking, and they take an individual approach to these students to make them understand how things work in case of music. So I proudly say that the students who have been studying music with us, they have not, I mean, they get carried away at some point of time, but they are still doing music with us. And some of the students, after completing their bachelor degree, are still continuing to do Master of Music with us, which is a very, very, very good thing. And now in Nepalese society, now the parents have also understood that music is something that you can actually convert into profession. So I think we are bringing
Yes.
into that, and that's the reason why we are quite popular with music course.
So thank you so much for this information, as well as we want to know about the scholarship and the tuition fee. I know the Excelsior College is most affordable college, and the services that is unique, and you are maintaining a great legacy in the Australian higher education. So just wanted to know about the tuition fee and the scholarship.
Every time the title scholarship comes, I am a bit hesitant to speak about it, because, as I told you, we are a not-for-profit organization.
Yes.
Definitely, we provide scholarship to the students who are going for creative and performing arts, up to $5,000 of scholarship, but there is always a condition applied. We have limited scholarship for this course, so only few students would get it. And the reason why we are also giving this scholarship is also because creative and performing arts student needs to come to college quite often, like more than the other faculty students, and they they might not be able to go out and do jobs as other students would do. They have to come and practice a lot in college. So to just support them a bit financially, we do have scholarship for music student, dramatic art student, and filmmaking, screen production student. But for other courses, as you've already mentioned, our tuition fee is very affordable, and we being not-for-profit organization, ethically we cannot offer any scholarship also.
Yeah, you said like very affordable tuition fee. Just my audience wanted to know what is the tuition fee, if that is okay for you.
Sorry, I didn't get that question.
Yeah, what is the tuition fee for the undergraduate and postgraduate course?
Okay, we have a different fee structure for undergrad. We have the starting range of fee is $15,600. That is for early childhood. And then we have $16,400 for our business and management programs. Our music courses or creative and performing arts program is around approximately $20,000 a year. But yes, as I told you, scholarship is available to creative and performing arts students.
Yeah, thank you so much for this information. So to the end, like everyone are saying like my institution is the best, and we have this, that, blah blah blah. So just I know the Excelsior College. It is always in my bottom of my heart, and I always want to promote the Excelsior College because of its location, the services that you offer to the student, a student retention ratio, and also the wonderful faculty member supporting team like you. So just my audience wanted to know why Excelsior College.
We have, I always say this thing, we always look for quality over quantity. I mean, there
Yes.
are a lot of reasons why. There are a lot of providers who would accept, different kinds of story or students, or consider many different profiles. But we have been very strict with our entry requirement. What we have understood is, and what we've been trying to do is to create manpowers. If you look at the courses that we have, such as early childhood, counseling, social work, these are all the manpowers that is going to be created in future. So
Yes.
to have those manpowers with us, we need to ensure that they have good quality, first of all. Secondly, I would always appreciate the student support services that we have at Excelsior College in Sydney. They are always helping our student with, their different student come with different problems, and we are trying to sort it out in an individual way, in an organizational way. So we try and support them. And third, but the best thing is about our faculty.
Faculty.
They have been doing the best job by putting our students as their priority, and being with them, talking to them in a lot of counseling them. We also have students, counseling services provided to students free of cost. We have counseling center at our school, and we understand that when you are away from home, you face a lot of difficulties there, and sometimes you're mentally not feeling very good. For those students, we also give them counseling services, and that's why we are able to retain our student as well. There's, you have known that a lot of student goes to Australia, and they try and change their providers after some time.
Yeah.
That is the problem. When students come to us, initially they might be influenced by others, and they want to, okay, I'll go and I'll change my program to something else, I'll study this and I'll study that. There are few students who have gone, but I'm so proud to say that they have come back to us and said that I want to come and study at Excelsior College, because then they understand that individual care is something that we provide them, and which other have now not been able to do that.
So clear. So my audience has understand why Excelsior College is so important for their further education. Yes, it is the manpower. Yeah, we need a certified manpower. Yeah, from the college, from the course, student gonna get a good knowledge, and the certain years they're gonna work, and they will have knowledge and skill, and end of the day they need to be a professional, and professional in their field, and the demand of the professional that everyone knows well. And there is one question, still it's the same question again. Early child, what is the entry requirement of early childhood, and why are you only accepting female for this course?
Well, this is the question I get a lot. Let's start from the entry requirement for the student. Any student who have done 10 plus 2, who have come from 10 plus 2 background, from humanities, from education, from science background, from education background, they are eligible to do Bachelor of Early Childhood. Understanding Bachelor of Early Childhood Education, it is a course. After you complete this course, you are going to become an early childhood pre-primary teacher. So teaching is the profession. In Nepal, you have Montessori services, daycare centers, but it's not mandatory for our kids to be sent to childcare centers, because we live in joint family, and if parents are not there, then grandparents are going to take care. But in Australia, the context is a bit different. You have a nuclear family, parents need to go out to work, and they send out their children to childcare centers, which is a mandatory thing for them. So, in childcare centers, the job opportunities that you get in childcare center is actually increasing day to day, in Australia. Now, entry requirement, as I told you, you need to have 2.8 GPA in your plus 2, 10 plus 2, and you have to have a 6 in each band. Now, we are only accepting 2021 pass out. We accepted 2020 pass out up until April intake, but now April intake is almost over, so student might not be able to meet that. So now for July intake, we are accepting 2021 pass out, but yes, we are not accepting any PCL background or CTVT background. As for your second question, why we are accepting female students?
Only females.
Now that we are doing from Nepal and South Asian countries, now we have one thing. When you are taking care of kids in of 1 year old or 5 months old or 3 months old kid up until 5 years of age, definitely you need to have an emotional side to it. I'm not being biased by saying that women are more emotional, but you would understand that changing diapers, even if you are a father, is something you're very hesitant about. Even for your own kid. So at times, students back out from the course just because of the certain requirements that women are very very strong to do all those kind of things. Secondly, with the society that we have, if you are a Nepalese working for a child, working in a child care center, um, there will be other Nepalese people who want to send children to the Nepalese child care center itself, because then they can learn the culture, and they can learn and they can have the similar food habits and all sort of things. And it's a bit like people are a bit reluctant to send when there's meal. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but we definitely have students who are in Australia who have gone for other courses and then understood about early childhood, and they would come back and study childcare with Bachelor of Early Childhood with us. But from Nepal, the upfront thing that when you are put to do all those sort of things, male students are a bit hesitant, and I wouldn't want someone who just wants to go for the course because it has some good career. You also need to understand it's a 4 years degree, and 99% of the applicants are female there, or the students are female, so sometimes you might want to withdraw from that course. So we're just picking because we always have limited numbers, and I wouldn't want someone going there and withdrawing from that course. I'm not sure how much of this part I should be saying, but this is actually a parallel fact that we're taking along with us. So right now we're accepting only female students, but probably in future, like students have started going for nursing courses, male students are going for nursing courses, we might start taking male students for early childhood as well, not only at the moment.
Thank you so much for this answer. And one more last question that I would like to ask. Uh, we know that the undergraduate has got a specific academic and English requirement. postgraduate master degree coursework has got one requirement, but the Master of Research has got different requirement apart from their academic and English. So our audience wanted to know about additional requirement in order to join Master of Research or the PhD program.
Uh, for PhD program, it's a different thing because we are looking at international publication there. So at times, a student from Nepal might not be directly eligible to PhD program that we are doing right now. So what is there is we have a research program which is a pathway to our PhD program as well. After you do 2 years of research, you understand what things are required to do in PhD. So after you complete your research with us, you don't need to submit any international publication. You are already doing a mini thesis out there. Now, for an entry to we have research in education sector. We have 2 research programs. One is direct Master of Education Research and Master of Education Research STEM. So STEM, as I told you earlier, represents science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Any student who have done masters in all 4 of these backgrounds and are interested to contribute something to education sector, they can come and do Master of Education Research STEM with us.
Okay.
The student are doing they have done Master of Education in Nepal, they can come for Master of Education Research with us. So both of these programs. Also, we have Master of Business Research, which we are yet to open in coming couple of weeks or 3 or so. In our Master of Business Research program, all of these research program requires one particular thing, which is called expression of interest. We have a template we send out to students, which they need to fill and tell us why they want to do research. Entry requirement, as I told you, we need master's 60% and IELTS of 6.5, no band less than 6. So
Okay.
it is an MPhil program, and what we call MPhil in Nepal. It's a research program, so it needs quite a bit of dedication in this program to complete this course.
Thank you, Archana ma'am, for your valuable information. And to the end, just I wanted to know that we have been working with Excelsia College for very long time. So how do you find the KIEC and Excelsia College relationship?
It's amazing, Rajan sir, because we try and be available with the counselors here and everywhere. Literally 24/7 whenever they have any kind of issue going on, or they have to have any ask any queries, and the kind of students that you've been sending, we provide you the documents, we provide you the checklist, and you are up to the mark to send the kind of documents that we actually look for. We've already gotten, I think in this February intake, you've got no visa rejection so far. We at Excelsior College have got no visa rejection so far, and which is really good thing. We are at assessment level 1, and then that also is helped a lot by professionals like you who send proper documents and give all the information required for students. I don't have problem with students not understanding the requirement for Excelsior College, because your counselors are giving that information to them. So I'm really happy and pleased to work with you guys. You're very professional.
Thank you so much for your time. And my audience has now come to know why Excelsia College, what are the courses entry requirement, and other things. So that these are the history that we are making, and this is very first time we are running this TikTok live session, and you have come, you have accepted our request. So I would like to thank from the bottom of my heart, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Rajan sir. Thank you, KIEC team. Any query you have, please go with the counselors at KIEC, and they are going to help you. Anything related to us or anybody, I guess most of you know about KIEC, and I would definitely recommend this.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, bye.